Hey everyone, and welcome back to a first ever edition of Physical Deals, where each week we'll take a look at some of the best physical deals currently available from different retailers. Now, I have done videos like this in the past, but now we will try to make it a weekly series that should be coming out every Friday. Now, just fair notice, contrary to eShop deals, these won't be huge lists. They'll most likely be around 5 to 10 games. And also, as a bonus at the end of the video, we'll be looking at a couple of the best games that you can currently import from Japan because physical editions aren't available out here in North America. Now, please do not forget as you're watching this video that all these prices are in US dollars and are US based deals. And since we're talking about physical games, they might not be available in other regions. And since we're talking about retailer deals here, and sometimes the deal will be present at different retailers at the same time, I won't be able to give you a specific end date for these deals. So if you do want to pick them up, I'm going to be linking them all down below. It's important you move as quickly as possible. So now with all that out of the way, let's jump straight into these deals. And don't forget, as you're watching the content, if you do like what you see, to please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel if you aren't already. So the first deal I want to take a look at is the Doom Slayers collection that is currently 30% off and it's available from 3 different retailers. Here I'm showing you the Amazon page, but it's also available from GameStop and from Target. Now the Doom Slayer collection was actually released pretty recently. And if you're not aware, this unites all the retro Doom classics. So we have Doom 64, Doom 3, Doom 2, and Doom 1, but also you're getting Doom 2016 on a cart. And that was actually a game that was getting pretty hard to pick up physically from a retail location. Now at $50, this package was feeling a little bit steep, especially because the most recent entry was that entry of Doom 2016. However, now at $34.99, I do think it's a great time to jump in, especially if you're a fan of FPS games. And if you did want to pick this one up for your physical collection, it's one I wouldn't wait on too long because history shows that they don't print a lot of copies for the Nintendo Switch, and it might be a little bit harder to pick up further down the road. Now the next great deal I want to take a look at is Dying Light, the Platinum Edition, that is also 30% off, knocking the price down to $34.99. And this one is available pretty much everywhere. It's available at Best Buy, Amazon, GameStop, and also Walmart. Now if you've ever wanted to experience a mix of parkour running and zombie killing, well, you've got a perfect mix here in Dying Light Platinum Edition. The game is set as sort of an open world survival game, but trust me, it is one that is very engulfing and actually has a pretty interesting storyline to it. On top of it, it's one of those ports to the Switch that people were really not sure how it would turn out. And you know what? It is actually very decent. And having this game available in a portable format, once again, in my opinion, is worth the trade-off for a slightly lower graphic fidelity. Not only that, but in the Platinum Edition, you're also getting all the DLC already included in the package. And 30% off for a game that just released in the last 3 months does feel like a really good deal. Now the next game I want to take a look at is Sakuna of Rice and Ruin that is currently 35% off, knocking the price down to $25.99. And this deal is available both on Amazon and at GameStop. Now for those who are unaware, Sakuna of Rice and Ruin is a game that I even normally recommend on eShop deals. And at $25.99, it's actually beating even the lowest price it's been available digitally. It is a hybrid game that mixes 2D action platforming with farming, where you basically have to grow rice, which actually gives you your added bonuses and your added power. The more and better rice you grow, the stronger you'll be to fight the monsters. And I'm telling you right away, the farming sim here is not just an afterthought. There's a actually quite complex system that mimics growing real rice actually pretty perfectly. And lastly, this is another one of those games that I'm not sure has had a huge physical print run. So if I did want to pick it up physically, I would not wait too long and scoop it up as soon as possible. Now our next physical deal is Need for Speed Hot Pursuit that is currently 55% off of its launch price, dropping it to only $17.99, and currently this deal is only available at GameStop. Now, simply put, before the launch of Cruisin' Blast, my favorite arcade racer on the Switch was a very easy choice for me. It was this game, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Now, this is a port of an older game, but it is a port that was very well done and also very well suited to the Switch. And once again, having this game in a portable format is really, really amazing. It is overall one of the best Need for Speed games ever released. So if you are into arcade racers, especially at this price, I would be scooping this game up as soon as possible. Now, the last physical deal we're going to take a look at before jumping into those Japanese imports is going to be Assassin's Creed, the Rebel Collection, that you can currently pick up at $14.99, either at Best Buy or at GameStop. Now, I'm starting to feel a little bit like a broken record because I talk about this game so much, but at $15, you are truly getting 2 full Assassin's Creed games, among which is pretty much my favorite one ever released, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. And at $15, I would tell you for that game alone, this collection would already be worth it. But on top of it, you're also getting Assassin's Creed Rogue. Basically, if you have $15 to spend and you want a lot of hours of great action gaming, I'm telling you right now, I can't think of a better way to spend it than picking up this collection, especially before physical copies run out. Now next, we're moving on to a couple of Japanese imports. Now these games aren't necessarily on sale, but I do think that they're great pickups if you want physical versions of these games because we just don't have them in North America. And the first one of these 2 games is going to be Eastward, that you can currently order for $39.99. Now, Eastward is a game that I've had in my backlog since it released. And finally, a couple of weeks ago, I finally had time to put in about 2 or 3 hours. And you know what? I was blown away with the beautiful art style in this game and also the really engulfing storyline. Now, obviously, I have a lot more work to do in this game, but based on the reviews of other people and the slight amount I've played, I can guarantee that this is a game I want in my physical collection so that I can still play it for years to come. Now, we might get a North American physical release of this game further down the road, but I personally am not going to take the chance that they run out of copies for the Japanese version or that the price skyrockets. I'm picking this one up as soon as possible, especially considering that the full English version is available on the cart. Now, the second import I want to take a look at is Super Robot Wars 30. Now, this is slightly an expensive one at $64.99, but that's because not only are we not getting a physical release, currently there is no release planned at all in North America. Now, this is a game that when I found out about, I knew I had to have in my collection. It is basically a strategy RPG type game based in the Gundam universe. And simply put, we almost get no Gundam games in North America. So this one is no different. We're just not getting a release, although the English version is available for the game on the cart if you import it. Now, is this the best strategy RPG ever? No, but if you are definitely into the anime or you're just into the Gundam models themselves and you've always wanted to play a pretty good game in the series, Super Robot Wars 30 is probably the best one we're going to get for the next few years. So if you're looking to start importing games, this should be another one that is right at the top of your list. So that is pretty much it for our first ever regular edition of Physical Deals. Now I want to hear from you all down below in the comments. How are you liking the series and what games are you going to be picking up this week? Also, don't forget that I'm going to be leaving affiliate links down below to all these games if you want to go and grab the exact deals I showed on the screen. And last thing before we go, on the way out, don't forget that if you did like the content, to please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel if you aren't already, and hitting that notification bell so you know when all my future content comes out. And as usual, I hope I'll see you in my next video.